Good afternoon. My name is Mitch Huth, and I'm going to be your instructor today for a micro-teaching on how to create an effective write-in assignment. So, making an effective write-in assignment for college freshmen, that is, my fellow students here in this program of professional writing, I just thank you for watching. Okay, today's learning goals. Number one, define what an effective writing assignment is. Explain some possible components of an effective writing assignment. And identify advantages of writing out your assignments. So, to begin with, I'm going to define an effective writing assignment. For me, it means that as a result of completing this assignment, something's going to change. The writer can see some sort of improvement in their writing. And if nothing is gained by this assignment, then what was the point of it to begin with? So, to summarize that, an effective writing assignment makes a change in the writer. They see a marked improvement in their writing. So today's class is about creating assignments for first-year composition students. So traditional writing assignments have been large and long and usually due at the end of the course, like 15 to 20 page research papers that you do outside of class, that you research on your own, that maybe you get little or no input from your instructor or fellow students. But the 15 to 20 page research paper is not the enemy, but how that we get to completing that 15 to 20 page research paper, that's what can create issues for our first year composition students. So creating research projects in chunks that build upon one another develops both the product and the writer. Next, we're going to cover what effective writing assignments need. All effective writing assignments need a purpose. If students view writing assignments as make work, or work that is just something to give them something to do, then they're not going to put forth their best efforts. All of the assignments that you give a student should be contributing towards your main learning goals or your capstone assignment. So every one of them should have meaning. Recently, many professors have seen good results in emphasizing shorter assignments that build on each other just for this purpose, to develop them towards like a capstone assignment. These shorter assignments build confidence and allow for more timely feedback. One example, one major assignment is broken down into a series of papers or sub-assignments that concentrate on the same research question or theses throughout the course. For example, the first paper would be on the thesis statement and developing the thesis statement. The next paper would be on researching of the topic that goes along with that research, that thesis statement, followed by maybe an annotated bibliography, so that they can get feedback, make improvements, maybe even rewrite that paper, rewrite that bibliography, or find better sources, etc. You see, the point that I'm making is to giving them input in the assignment all along the way. Alternatively, if you don't have, or you wish to not have a large capstone assignment at the end of the course, you could do something that some people have suggested, some professors have suggested that I've read, and that is every reading assignment that you have in the class, you require them to write about that reading assignment. And hopefully these reading assignments are building upon each other so that students can come to some type of critical analysis about what they're reading, and it actually forces them to reflect and to really think about the things that they're reading if they're required to write about them. And so it's actually a proven retention technique that the subject matter will be better retained by the students using this method. All effective writing assignments have a single major question or thesis statement. Keeping the main thing the main thing. Teaching them about defining the theses. To get the question that will through critical analysis, come to a thesis that will answer the question, so what? You know, so what? Speaking of developing critical analysis, that's the next point that an effective writing assignment does have, is it in some way develops critical analysis. So that's the thing that we want to develop in our students, our student writers, and we need to come up with inventive and original ways to increase the students' excitement about researching. And we do that in one method of doing that is allowing them to choose their own topics. Because for one reason, choosing their own topics is something that they're already interested in, and so that might fuel research. And they'll already more than likely have an opinion about it. And this is where we as teachers can come in and prod them and encourage them to see their topic from another point of view or another perspective. And which is part of critical analysis, is we need to try to see all sides of that coin, all facets of that jewel, to try to see the jewel as a whole, so to speak. All effective assignments have standards. Now, writing out your assignments, this is kind of one of the things that's near and dear to me, because I believe in written instructions are so much more effective than verbal or maybe having a student copy them down. If we take the time in less than a page, and for many assignments less than half a page, write out exactly what you want the students to do and what you exactly want them to write about, it goes a long way in alleviating student stress. It alleviates questions to the professor. There's just so many good things about taking the time to write out assignments that you'll be spending less time writing out an assignment than you will answering questions in the long run about they don't get it. And your assignments can be as specific or as vague as you want them to be. But good written assignments include the task, what the student will produce, the stance, which is the audience and the purpose. It will contain the process. Are you going to require rough drafts? Or are you going to require outlines? What are the due dates? The format, how many pages do you want to see, or how many words? Is it an MLA or APA? And the rubric, how is the assignment going to be evaluated? And all of these will answer your students' questions, or if you know it's in the written assignment, you can say, go back and read the assignment. And if you have assignment examples that you can include with the written assignments, this is very helpful, because then a student can see a model of what is expected of them. And don't go, it's tempting to go to an assignment that was turned in last semester by a student that's the writing whiz, that gets an A+ on everything, to use that as the model, but that can be intimidating to students. I would say use something that's a solid B. That's not, you know, the next Ernest Hemingway didn't write it, but somebody that's more like them. So if you're concerned about grading many more assignments, there are different ways that you can structure your course so that the grading doesn't become a burden. And that is, it can be a plus, because your capstone assignment could merely be, let's consolidate all these smaller assignments now into one document, and that they've all been rewritten now, and they can be graded. So you've seen them once, or you've graded them all, and now it's going to be, you know, collected together. These are just a couple of ideas, but you can turn it into a plus. It doesn't have to be a negative, making more assignments. So I would just like to say that effective assignments are like working our bodies. Writing must be exercised often for it to become strong. Effective assignments change people you are teaching. Something must improve in their technique, skills, or maybe the way that they think for it to be effective. Effective assignments have a purpose, a single question, develop critical analysis and standards. And as the student's writing becomes stronger, They become more confident, and the assignments can become more challenging, just like adding weight to the bar when you work out. So I hope that this short micro-teaching helped you in thinking about creating effective writing assignments for your students. It doesn't just have to be first year composition. You can take a lot of these principles and adapt them to all different age groups. You just are assigning more age appropriate content and subject matter. Thanks for watching, and have a great day.